All right, here we go. I'm going to read an excerpt from Raising the Worst Dog Ever by Dale Ward. It's a survival guide, memoir, and dog training manual. I think it has a very important message, and that's with biting in puppies, that it's frustrating and it's really hard to get through. But I'm going to read chapter 5, and it's titled Wiley the Alligator Puppy. Labrador retrievers are bred to be mouthy. That's their job. They work with humans by retrieving items, usually birds or tennis balls, with that ever-present handy tool, their mouth. Contrary to popular belief, Labrador retrievers are not gentle dogs, nor do they come with a soft mouth. They are large, unruly bruisers that require a lot of early positive training. They grow quickly in the physical sense, but mentally, they remain puppies for a very long time. My Wiley puppy was settling in nicely. We had the sleeping arrangements down. She was in her crate beside our bed. We had the house training solidly in progress. Wiley went out on leash many times a day and once in the middle of the night. Elimination was on cue after ringing the bell each time. It was not really that complicated. It was simple, but just not that easy to execute. But I was managing. She was time-consuming, bothersome, and sometimes just a plain pain in the rear end. But my love for her grew each and every day and made it all worthwhile. One of the most annoying and painful behaviors began to appear almost from the day we brought her home, the dreaded puppy biting. Every time I went near my dog, her mouth was on me. Those little needle-sharp teeth on my tender human flesh were so painful, and they left bloody wounds on my hands and down my arms on a daily basis. I tried giving her a toy, shoving rawhides into her mouth, the tennis ball, a stuffed animal, whatever I could find that I thought she might like, all to no avail. Apparently nothing was as good as my hands and arms, except maybe my feet and my legs. I tried the yip like a puppy method, but that seemed only to encourage her more. When she heard my voice screeching, "Ouch!" she became even more excited and jumped on me open-mouthed with even more gusto. I pushed her away, trying to protect myself, and she came right back at me. It was all a game to her. I became increasingly frustrated. It got to the point where I couldn't even pet my dog. Unless she was totally exhausted and half asleep, she would twist her head around, following my hand until she could latch onto it. I stopped trying to pet her when she was awake. I didn't know how to make her stop. I simply had no idea what to do and no one to ask. My hands and forearms were a total mess for months. On any given day, I sported several bandages covering fresh wounds, multiple gashes in various stages of healing, and an assortment of bruises. Some were scratches from her sharp nails, but most were made by her razor-sharp little teeth. I could hardly wait until those evil things fell out and were replaced by her adult teeth. There were a few times during those first months when I thought I had come to my wit's end. Tim didn't understand what my problem was. It was just a puppy. What was so hard? He would leave and go to work every day, and I would take care of Wiley all day long. I had no help. It was hard. I put up with the biting and scratching. I fed her, tried to train her, played ball with her, entertained her, and she appreciated exactly none of it. I'm not going to lie. There were at least 2 times that Tim came home after work and found Wiley in her crate and me curled up in a ball on the couch crying my eyes out. "Take her away, put her in a garbage bag, and put her out with the trash," I said through crocodile tears. Tim and I both started to laugh. I tried to explain how frustrating she was, but he didn't get it. He would let her out of her crate, and she would come bouncing out, all innocent and happy to see him. She was a little devil, so much of the time when she was with me. There was one occasion when Tim found out what a problem she could be. It was a weekend, so Tim was at home. We were eating lunch at the kitchen table. Wiley was under the table trying to chew on her nylabone. It was one of the big, hard ones with a knot at each end. Little Wiley was having trouble holding on to her bone while she chewed it on the slippery, hard wood floor. If she bit down on one end, it would skitter across the room in the opposite direction. Tim, being the kind person that he is, decided to hold Wiley's bone between his 2 feet so that she could get a better grip on it with her teeth. I told Tim I don't think that's such a great idea. "It's fine. Stop worrying." "Okay," I said, "but don't say I didn't warn you." Well, you can probably already predict what happened next. Wiley bit down hard, full force. Her teeth slid off the bone and landed on Tim's big toe. Chomp. Don't ever doubt that a young puppy can bite hard. Tim let out a blood-curdling scream. Jesus Christ! He yelled as a startled and slightly frightened Wiley leapt up and ran into the kitchen. Tim stood up and started hopping around on one foot. I asked him if he was okay. No! What do you think? It took everything in my power not to say I told you so. I suppressed a smirk. Wiley certainly brought out the extremes of our emotions. I loved her so much, but she made me so mad. What a weird combination of feelings. Love and hate sitting side by side in my heart. So the next part of that chapter is it's training time. Puppy biting survival strategies. I won't read those, but it's got a lot of really good info. So check this book out if you haven't already. Raising the Worst Dog Ever by Dale Ward.